I just got back from an event that happened in New York City all about headphones, and it's called CanJam. Let me tell you, there was some amazing stuff there. I'm going to go through everything I heard, the good and the bad, and I'm going to save the absolute best for last.
Yeah, that sweater's not here.
My salmon sweater?
I'm only here for the salmon sweater.
You know what? You're so real for that. What is a CanJam?
What is that, CanJam?
What is a CanJam?
A CanJam is where you put all your headphones and stick it in a can and then squish it right there and perfect, and then you take it home and listen to them.
That's it. That's what we're in.
And then you could get a can for the fish.
Yeah.
You can't tune a piano, but you could tune a fish.
Wise words. And that's what a CanJam is.
One of the first things I heard is a headphone called Genesis One that uses a piezoelectric driver. It is super lightweight. They advertise this crazy crystal clear sound, very low distortion, but it sounds like shit. Just sounds like shit. It was very oops all treble, infinite treble. Where's the bass? Where's the mid-range even? Just treble. It's like the second brightest thing that I've heard at a CanJam next to one of Grado's newest headphones.
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
Worst headphone I think I've ever heard in my life.
It was pretty bright.
Yeah.
This is suboptimal.
Bright, shouty, no bass, just weird. Like weird across the board. I did not like that headphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know, why are they doing that? Why are they doing, like, I get they're doing like a novel driver thing usually.
It is everything I thought it would be. So that was terrible. I then went and checked out HetaMaMe, which if you didn't know, HetaMaMe and Capra were both set up at the same booth together, Capra showing off a proto version of Satyr 4 and HetaMaMe showing off the HetaMaMe Pro. They both worked collaboratively on HetaMaMe Pro. You'll notice it has a Capra strap on top. They were kind of showing off two different sounds. Satyr 4 being a bit warmer, a bit more cozy, and the HetaMaMe Pro being a lot more neutral.
Oh yeah.
Is this thing on?
This thing is on.
Siblings.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. All the time, you and I are talking on Discord about one thing that we hate in this industry, and it is
Headphones.
Yeah, what about headphones? What part of them?
Treble.
Treble. But not that we don't hate treble. It's just never perfect, right?
It's never done right.
It's never done right. But we've both heard in the last 24 hours something that does treble like chef's kiss.
Really well, and it's not just the treble either. Like, it's also probably the most comfortable headphone I've put on my head at the show here.
It's pretty dang nice. And it resembles the HD600, but it's not.
It's not. It's better in important ways, different in other ways.
It is the new headphone from Capra Audio, the strap that I'm always talking about.
Yeah, the strap that we're always talking about.
You can build it yourself. I think you have to build it yourself, don't you?
Cannot buy this headphone, which kind of a shame. Yeah, you can get a licensed builder of the Capra Audio. Like, if you go to their Discord server, there are a bunch of people building it. You can pay them to build it for you. Or if you're like you and you can just build stuff at home with a 3D printer, you can just do that for yourself.
It's the incarnation of butter in a headphone.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, it's just really smooth, nicely rounded, easy to listen to. Again, super comfortable.
Obviously, it's still a 3D printed headphone, so it's like not the craziest build, but like
in the hand, it does feel like a 3D printed headphone. But on the head, it feels quite nice actually, because the pads are quite soft.
And where are you using it? On the head.
This is true, yeah.
I just love seeing 3D printed headphones at trade shows. And speaking of, next to them was HFA, Hi-Fi for All.
Oh yeah. Look at that handsome fella. He looks so happy.
Oh, it's right behind the head and torso simulator. You can't see it. This is Dalia, HFA's headphone. And they just made a new one. And honestly, it was pretty cool. The new one has the driver sitting out a bit farther with these mass-loaded tungsten rings on the backside of it. A unique feature of Dalia is these resonators. There's a ring with resonators all the way around on the inside. And on Dalia 2, the rings that you can swap in make a way bigger difference. Before I realized this, I tried two on back-to-back and was like, wow, what's so different between these two models? He said, oh, they're the same one. They just have different resonator rings in that you can swap out. It was pretty surprising. I'm actually going to be reviewing those soon and comparing them to Dalia 1, so make sure you stick around and subscribe. You don't want to miss that one. Then I went to the Apos audio room, and in there they had a new version of the K1000. A completely open-ear headphone, a driver that still produces bass with no seal, and you can move them around and change the tilt to get kind of a spatial effect. It's a pretty novel idea. The old K1000s were really bright, and the new ones, not so much. They actually sounded pretty decent, and it was cool the kind of stagey effects you could get with them. Not entirely neutral like you're going to get with a coupled headphone, but still really cool in my opinion. I also saw some DIY Omegas there. This set was vapor smoothed and was absolutely sick. Just like the ways that it would reflect in the light. Printed it off ASA and then used an acetone vapor smoothing to make it look like this. And another pair I saw is this sort of orange one, which two really cool things about that. When you hold it, it changes color based on temperature.
These are really cool. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
It's heat sensitive, so it'll turn yellow or orange, which is really cool, really cleanly done. I just love in general seeing how many people have been making their own versions of the Open Omega. I stopped by the Fossey booth and they had this cute little DAC amp. It's a dongle with MagSafe on it, a screen with some little VU meters, tons of settings, you can upload your own custom pictures to it, all that, but what I love most about it is it's powerful and it doesn't have a battery, which means you don't have to worry about the thing dying in a couple of years from an irreplaceable stupid battery. As long as your phone has battery, this thing has battery. I got to see some more friends there. Oh, he's got a fancy camera, doesn't he? Sure is nice.
It's called compensating.
You can find all kinds of headphone nerds here, like this guy.
Hello, DMS.
I'm gonna bleep all of that. Quick question for you. What is CanJam?
It's a show where a lot of audio nerds like us gather and listen and talk with the community. Part of this is almost a humiliation ritual of buying very expensive gear so you can feel good about yourself, you know? But if you reach the next level, it's really about building community with guys like
I appreciate it. And wearing, look at that, that's a nice shirt.
A couple of faces that you may recognize, and a friend I see there every year who brought some pretty cool little amp boards with him.
Continuously based Parker.
Then there was this, one of the best things at the show. There's still one more I'm going to save for the end of this video, but this was pretty incredible. And I'm going to tell you about it right after I tell you about our sponsor. Right there, that's the normal mic I use. But now I'm carrying this one. In fact, you'll notice I'm carrying it all the way over here because it's wireless. This is the Mono PD200W. This is the mic I'm using for my CanJam show coverage. It's wireless. You can use it with a cell phone, a camera. You can use it over USB-C, or you can use it with XLR. And boy, is it convenient. This puppy's got 60 meters of wireless range, stable, and 60 hours of battery with the RGB off. There's a headphone jack on the bottom so you can monitor your own audio. This little knob on top lets you control your gain and your headphone level. And if you press and hold it, then you can turn on noise suppression. And that noise suppression has multiple levels of noise suppression. You're in an environment that's super, super loud, turn on your noise suppression. Are you filming out in a busy street? Turn on your noise suppression. Or maybe you're in a room like this where it's nice and quiet and you just don't need it, so it's turned off. But on the show floor, I will be using the noise suppression. If you want to know what that sounds like, listen to literally any of the CanJam video when you see this thing in my hands. I've also been using this lately at my gaming setup because, let's be honest, it's just really convenient. There's also wireless dongles with 3.5mm like what's on my camera right now. This one with USB-C for a phone, or ones with lightning connectors for a phone. If you really want to go crazy, you can use MonoLink, their software, to fine-tune the tone or add things like reverb. And you can capture on multiple tracks, or if you're using a setup like this, you can capture the main track and a safety track. This puppy's got an 82 decibel signal-to-noise ratio, 128 decibels max SPL, and gives you the ability to have good audio anywhere you go. You can check out the Mono PD200W hybrid microphone at the link in video description. Thank you, Mono, for sponsoring this CanJam show coverage. Okay, back to the guy on the show floor. The Prisma, Lux, and Lumen. The creator came in from Australia who made these IEMs, and they are, oh, so good. Lux is somewhere between neutral and slightly V-shaped, and Lumen is a bit more mid-range focus with a slight roll in the treble, and they are both so excellent in different ways. I preferred Lux, specifically with a tip change, kind of a more narrow bore, but I know that Listener absolutely loves Lumen. It's not just how great these sounded, because they were some of the best sounding IEMs I've heard in ages, but also just the design. It's hard to capture on camera just how nice the texture of these feels in hand, how all the little details come together, even the font choice, just every detail was perfectly clean, perfectly aligned. Like, this is just maximum effort, the IEM. And it actually feels like it's an IEM that's worth its big price tag. Of course, it wouldn't be a CanJam if we didn't see the legendary Pud there.
Okay, so Pud just told me that we're having a dong measuring contest.
Well,
Is that what you said?
It's a dongle that helps. You know how like headphone reviewers, I'm looking at one, might say, oh, this is a little, sharp and 3K and the 4K is a little recessed. The question is, do you really know what 3K or 4K sounds like? And so what this is it has 4 headphone outputs. Each output has a volume knob, and the way it works is it's 10 rounds. It plays a random frequency. You have to guess what that frequency is. It gets so right now it's letting me choose between 100, 500, 4,000, and 8,000. It gets progressively harder as you get to the later rounds. I get that one right by coincidence because I'm not listening to it. And then at the end, it shows you who got the most right, who was the closest, and who has the best ear. And
That's cool.
It's called the dong measuring contest because it's a dongle that measures. I don't know. Because it's a funny name.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There was some reason for it. I can't remember.
This is a classic, amazing Mad Science Pud project.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that means we all have to measure our dongs at some point.
We do.
Beautiful.
I have my $5 headphones in the bag. So.
Wow, that's real hi-fi right there.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful. Look at that.
And right next to him, our boy Crinacle, who had a bunch of new things going on.
Oh, look at this.
Hello.
I've heard that you have some new toys to show off.
Yeah, obviously we've been teasing about a brand new thing for quite a while now, and that is the reference. It is the world's flattest IEMs, big claims, but I do have the data to back it up.
That's fantastic. I know that people are going to ask me in this video. They're going to say flat to what?
Flat to population average diffuse field tilted down to -1 dB per octave.
Oh, beautiful.
Nerd talk, it's flat. It's just flat.
Hell yeah. Fantastic. And I've heard something about this other one here too.
Yes, the monolith. We're going to be after the reference.
Okay.
This is our limited edition run for 2026.
Okay.
And because it is limited edition, we felt like we can be a bit more experimental with it. Experimental being that it has a shit ton of bass. Because we just put as much bass as we could into an IEM.
You know, there's a market for that.
There is. And we're experimenting because if people like it, we might do it for a production run. And if people don't like it, well, it's limited edition. It's gone forever, and you don't have to ever think about it.
There you go. Do you have, for these things, price points yet?
For the reference, it will be $349.
Ooh, okay.
For the monolith, for a video wise, let's just say that it's going to be less than $500.
Nice. Very cool. Sick. Thanks for talking me through it.
Then I tried the HiFiMan Wi-Fi headphones. People have been calling them Wi-Fi Man. The Wi-Fi headphones, I have mixed feelings on. Bluetooth codecs are already pretty dang close to CD quality. We know a lot of people struggle to hear the difference between 320 kilobits a second MP3s, honestly things that are only just barely higher than that. That's not saying you can't. You definitely can, especially in the right conditions, but a lot of people struggle to notice that difference. So does it matter? Well, codecs like LHDC and aptX HD can do upwards of 1100 kilobits a second. Generally speaking, CD quality is somewhere around 1400 kilobits a second. If people struggle to hear the difference between 320 and 1000, I'm just not convinced that it matters going between 1100 and 1400. That's like going on a frequency sweep and saying, tell me the difference between 16 kilohertz and 16.1 kilohertz. Most people are not going to be able to tell the difference. When I say most people, I mean most audiophiles, most trained listeners, most people who spend their lives on this stuff. Is it cool in concept? Yes. In practice, the units I tried were also buffering a lot and having stuttering issues, probably because it was on busy Wi-Fi, but I've already had so many problems with Wi-Fi streaming in the past at home, in my controlled environment, I just don't want to introduce that complication to my music listening. What's the point? It's just one more battery to break in a few years. Then I heard something fantastic. Truly fantastic. But it's not the thing I'm saving for the end. The truly fantastic thing that I heard was the HE90, the original Sennheiser Orpheus. Oratory was there, and he measured it, but he also measured something else that was very similar. Something that had almost the same response, but with a little bit more 1 kilohertz and a little bit more 6 kilohertz. It was an Estat from SJY Audio. They were showing it off in the Apos audio room, and it is, in my opinion, the best thing I heard at the show. It's so good. Gah. If anything, this is just evidence to me that electrostatic manufacturers are slacking because this thing was incredible. It's a new version that he made for this show, and it does some pretty cool stuff. When you put it on your head, even if you press it around, you don't hear the membrane crunching because it has multiple vents. But it also has a separating divider so that the stators can't collide with the membrane, which also means that you're never gonna have to worry about the thing shorting out like you do with some E-stats. Also means things like dust aren't going to be as much of a problem. I sure wish Stax had figured that out, I don't know, 20 years ago? Seems like they still haven't in 2026. But that thing was incredible. Truly incredible. He is sending over a unit. I'm going to check it out. It's going to happen as soon as he has the new chassis for it, which is an aluminum chassis. The one he brought to the show is in a 3D printed one. Maybe in a month or two, I'll have one here and can do a video about it. He also had some other things there. He had his closed back, which I've heard before. It's pretty solid. And a open back planar that was also decent, but the E-stat stole the show for me. So I have a question. I feel like you might be able to help me with this.
Okay.
What is a CanJam?
What is a CanJam? A CanJam is when two audiophiles who love each other.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it at that, but something happens and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's what I've been doing all weekend?
Yep. I heard you got married recently. So.
I did, yeah. So what, at this show, you've been running around, we haven't had a chance to catch up much, but what has been your favorite or least favorite? You know, as top of the top of the hill, and then the spiciest, like this was electric dog shit.
Okay. So my favorite was probably the first thing I heard, which I actually heard a couple days before CanJam. Maybe that didn't count. Does that not count?
Did it ruin the show for you?
A little bit, yes. Prisma Audio Lumen.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like that more than Lux?
I like them both. If I had them both, I would listen to both.
Yeah.
But if I have to pick one and my budget allows me to pick just one, I like the Lumen,
That's a Griffin listener approved message right there.
Yeah.
My name is Listener, and I approve this message.
Very good IEM. So I listened to that, and I was trying to be cagey with like my feedback to Josh Prisma, the guy that made it.
Right.
Because I was like, I want to spend more time before I say, how much I like this, but I did.
You don't want to inflate his ego.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I did eventually. We were walking around in New York, and I was like, it was a bad idea for this to be the first thing I heard.
Yeah.
And that was the summary. That's, I think, all I told him about it.
I'm thankful that I heard a few things first.
Yeah, so that was really good. Worst thing, I mean, I hate to beat up on these guys all the time.
Is it the same as last time?
Oh, I don't know. What did I say last time?
Last time that I asked you this question was in 2023, and you said OAE 1.
Oh, okay. No. That's actually not the worst thing I heard this show.
I think that the second one was improved.
It's better, yeah. It's still a little gritty.
Okay, so it's
It's
changed.
not that way. It's different. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I remember that. That now.
What's the spicy one this time?
Also spicy was the Meze Strata, unfortunately.
You know what? I agree.
Yeah.
I am 100% on board with you on that.
Yeah. The treble is no bueno. This is the what do you call it? The oh my gosh, redemption art for Meze. Oh. Right next to the Strata was their new IEM called the Astru.
I didn't hear that.
They have a new IEM. It's basically in the shell of the Alba, so it's tiny, which is awesome.
Because I have very tiny ears.
Yep.
Yeah.
You will love that. And I listened to it, and I was like, these are made by completely different companies or different people. Because the Astru is nice.
They consulted with wizards, and Magic came out.
Somebody who dislikes treble as much. Well, I don't say I dislike treble, but someone who's not as enthusiastic about treble as a person tuning the Strata.
So what you're saying is that he would love it. He would probably like it.
He would like it better for sure. I don't know that it's necessarily Griffin approved, but
Lumen is still the...
Oh yeah, that's it.
No, that's valid. I agree with all of those things. Of course, audio's great, but the thing that I go to CanJam more than anything else is to spend time with my friends, with other audio nerds, with people who are going to walk up to me and be like, hey DMS, you don't know me, but have you heard this thing? And I got to check it out at the show. Or them asking me what I thought was good and sending them on an adventure to go check it out, checking back in later and saying, hey, did you hear that? What did you think of it? That, going to dinner with friends. It's always great to spend time with guys like Listener or Oratory, or Dr. Olive talking about his background performing music, or talking with Axel Grell about how he characterized headphones. CanJam is just such a fun place to be around other audio nerds and get deep into the hobby. And just like most hobbies, I think the best part can be community. Those are my boys. Those are my boys, and I love them, and I miss them every day. Wow. I'm gonna wrap this up. Remember, good sound is getting cheap. Cheap sound is getting good. Price does not correlate with sound quality. And vote with your wallet. Until next time, guys. Peace.